Okay, hello everyone. I guess I've got the same too. I'm not sure. Say hi if you're there. Thank you again for staying with me. Yes, we're gonna do some more stretching now. Now, if you're there and you can give me a comment, just give me a hand because it's so much more fun if you're participating. Can you please give me a word of something you want to stretch particularly today? It doesn't have to be a bit of the body. It can be. Um, Hello, Guillaume. Hi, we've got Guillaume. Nice, so nice to have you here. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So, all of you, you're very welcome. And if you've got any word or think, anything you want to stretch today, particularly, or just I don't know, you might be like, I don't know, I want to open my spine, or I want to feel a bit looser, or whatever it is. Just tell me something over there. Okay, he's working on middle splits. So with middle splits, do you mean that kind of thing? I guess so. I'm sort of understanding is that kind of thing. That's cool. Let me know if it's that because everyone calls things differently. And we're working a little bit on splits then today. That's a great inspiration, Guillaume. Good. That's wonderful. So, and it's good for everyone because it just engages the hips. So, what do we need in order to have a good split? So, first of all, we need the openness of all the adductor area. It depends on if it's a side split, of course, and a front split. So we're going to work on both because why not? So we're going to start just thinking of the front of the hip. So it's generally there's a lot of tension in what's the hip flexor area. And the trouble is if we don't connect with the back of the hip, those guys don't really release and open. So this is going to be a bit of a nasty stretch, okay? You're going to hate me for it because it's very active, but it's really important. So we're going to start just being here, sitting on top of your heels. And the aim of this exercise is start to engage that back of the hip so that my front can actually open and let go. And then I can do nice front splits without being putting too much pressure on the muscle, but actually making it feel good. So my hands are going to be on the side of my thighs. Cool. And then I'm going to start to imagine hand in my belly first of all. And I've got the nice little puppy in my belly, nice and cute. It's a Bimbo puppy. My dog is called Bimbo. So you're going to let that puppy be heavy, and then you're going to start to press on the feet, allowing that belly to stay nice and soft as you start to send your pubic bone, the bone, forward. Very good. And then you're going to let the hips fold, pressing on the shins to come back. Good. So you might already feel some kind of stretch. If you don't, it's probably because it's strength what you need more. So let the belly relax and imagine just the pubic bone, so just this bone. If I had a stick in front of me, I'm just going to use that. I don't even know what it is, but if I had something I wanted to push against, I'm really sending my pubic bone towards that object there. Good. Very good. And I'm pressing on my shins. So my shins are not off the mat. They're really pressing down. And I'm really trying to imagine I'm squeezing my thighs in between them. And then I'm going to go all the way down. Very good. And again. So if I had a little block or ball in between my legs, I would squeeze it together because it's quite important to work on that adductor at the same time. So just the temptation will be this, right? So I am imagining my spine is nice and back. I'm sitting on my beach bed, nice and relaxed. I'm pressing through my shins to just reach pubic bone forward and keep reaching pubic bone forward and keeping your belly nice and soft, soft, soft. Now I'm here and I'm going to put my hands in the front of my thighs. Just going to have this here so you see me a bit better. So I'm going to try to imagine again my pubic bone is reaching forward, my thigh bones are wanting to come together, and I'm pressing in my hands like crazy to give me some shoulders. So as I do that, I'm going to start to lean backwards a bit, and then I'm going to reach my pubic bone again forward to go forward again. Great. And once more, making sure I'm pressing through the whole sole, not just the inside. And again, I go back a bit, and I press on the whole foot and shin to go back forward, reaching the pubic bone. I might get a bit warm. Keep imagining that squeezing in the middle of your thighs, and now the pubic bone goes forward. Relax the belly back. Beautiful. Last one. Whew, good. Use your hands, 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 hands. Okay, and relax it for a second. So this is just mainly a way of bringing energy into this and allowing that to open. And now we're just going to place one foot forward. So we're starting to work on the front splits, then we'll go to the side splits. So in this position, I am allowing my right sit bone to drop down. Okay, so I'm as square as I can. So I'm going to have my hip up. I'm trying to be, if you need your hand on something, just find the support through there. And then same thing here. I'm pressing on my left shin in this case to allow this to lift. Now, it's always quite tricky when I say press. We just want to kill it, right? Just press enough, just enough, so that you have some sort of support underneath. Doesn't have to be crazy. Now, I am gonna imagine there's like a string between my heel and my knee, and I want to pull that string together a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not doing it like crazy because otherwise it might really hurt in the knee. So I'm just feeling that nice light connection. If I need something underneath my knee, I can put something. And then I'm going to start to travel forward as I keep pressing on my right foot, sending my right hip back and being active on my left shin. And again, so I'm really trying to keep the whole shape square. Good. There you go. I can hold on to something. Perfect. And I come back up. Yeah. Now, depends on the side, it might be especially tricky for you guys because sometimes one side is much more imbalanced than the other one. So make sure you're pressing on the shin and the pulling of the string is not too hard. Wonderful. Last one. Okay, and I'm just going to release a little bit into it. So my hands are going to be both to the side. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a circle here. So I'm going to just try to smooth the hip. There. Very good. And then I'm going to go the other way around. So doing a little circle in the joint, trying to find that smooth, oily joint. Great. Now from there, I'm going to curl my toes and my fist is going to be on the mat. So I'm going to have my right fist on the mat and I'm starting to pick up my left knee. Now, when I pick up my left knee, I'm not just sitting on my hip. I am so I am untacking so that my bum lifts up a little bit and I'm stretching my quad away from me. And imagining I'm pressing a resistance in my foot. And then I'm going to lift my left arm up to the ceiling in that torsion. Now, I'm not losing my right foot. My right foot is nice and strong, even if it's bent. I stay nice and strong in my right foot, giving me some right hip. And the back hip is also quite active. Beautiful. Stay in both hips. Yes, make sure you don't lose any of them. Wonderful. And come back. Now we're just going to sit back. So I'm going to bring my toes back to the mat. And I'm just going to go with a flex here. So I'm with flex here. And I'm just going to start to let my body weight drop forward in that stretch. Breathing into it. And stretching all the area of the hamstring. That's very important also for those front splits. And I come up. And again. Beautiful. So really letting the ribs lift up to the ceiling. Okay, that's perfect. And now we're going to go forward, bringing this leg bent in, and the other one is just going to stay there. And we're just going to relax into this. So allowing all that left groin to open. There are so many little exercises we can do for the splits. But the most important thing is also that you just don't just do a passive stretch sometimes, but also find the strength to support that stretch. And it's quite tricky when you've done, things like dancing or any sort of aerial thing. Sometimes we just focus a lot in the passive stretch, but it's so important it just can create loads of problems long term if we don't find the muscle to support an active range. Because eventually we're moving creatures, so we need to be able to move in whichever range we create. It's quite important that sense. Good, last breath. Kidoki, and let's go to the other side. So let's start. What did we do? We did this one. Yeah, that's it. So we start with this one. So this foot is forward, and I'm again. This is my first position from the beginning, so I'm gonna send this hip backwards, and I can even have my hands here. So if I want, if I prefer to hold on to something, I can hold on to something. And again, same feeling. I'm pressing on the shin and imagining I am picking up my pubic bone up, and I am pulling my knee towards my heel just slightly, not too much that I'm forcing it, but making sure that this hip in the back is working and your left too. And how my hips are working is just by pressing the feet. So you always need to think anytime you want the back of your hip to work, because it's the only way for this to open, all you need to think about is generally tends to be the feet, because your feet are giving you your hips. So I'm pressing on my right foot in order to really stretch this forward. Very good. And then I'm pressing on my left, sending my left sit bone back all the time so I don't lose my squareness. And again, yeah, very good. And let's just do two more. So I stay as back as I can, trying to pull both together. Very good. Last one. Nice. And from there, hands are forward. Use both my shoulders, and I'm going to just do nice smooth circles in the socket. Very good. And then I'm going to reverse it. So 1 and a 2 and a 3. That's beautiful. Great. Now, from there, we're just going to go first grabbing the fist. We go with a fist, and then we pick up the knee. So we're going to pick up the kneecap of the right leg, and we're going to stretch the quad away from us and stretch that right arm up. Very good. Now I'm not collapsing. See the difference? I'm really pressing. So if I had a block in my back foot on the right, I would really be pressing against it. Nice, wonderful. I'm trying not to pull from the knee, but imagine I'm picking up the back of my tights into my bum. Beautiful, strong shoulders, and let the rotations happen from the arm, but from the chest, lifting up to the ceiling. Yes. Last breath. Okay, and down. Now we're gonna sit back on my bum. This left foot is nice and flexed. Trying to imagine we're not collapsing the knee down. We can even keep it a bit soft. Always be careful with putting the pressure on the joint. We always want to make the muscle strong so that the joint doesn't suffer. So we're going to go forward and coming up. And again, you want to create space in the groin so your ribs fluid back and up. Yeah. Last one. Great. And from there, I'm going to bend this leg just underneath. And I'm going to put the other one nice and long. And I'm just going to sit there for a second, relaxing into that stretch. Very good. 2 more breaths. Nice. Okay, and let's get on to those side splits now. So we're going to start. Well, we're bending my legs. I'm still feeling my feet, so I'm not just collapsing. Okay, I'm feeling my feet nice and grounded, and I am having my palms on the front of my knees. Now, I am bringing my left shoulder forward a little bit to pull my left knee away from me, but I'm not just collapsing into it. I'm just really staying on my feet to pull the knee away from me. Very good. And then I'm going to go to the right. So I pull, I'm going to show it like that too, so you can sort of get the image. So I'm going to pull my right groin away. Keep the bum nice and lifted. And we go twice more. So once to the right, to the left, sorry. So really go into that stretch of the groin. Last one on the right. And I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of warmth to the groin. Sometimes it is just a matter of getting in those tensions in whichever sort of manual therapy you can do to yourselves. We don't always need to go for a massage. We can also, use our hands so much with ourselves, and it is a really fulfilling thing because it just allows you can know when it's ends and just take care of yourselves. Just some things we're not taught how to do, isn't it? Great. So just giving it some warmth because we're gonna stretch it a bit, and it's sometimes good to give some warmth to it. You can let your wrists be loose, and we're gonna go through the inner leg. So we just go through the inner leg and release a little bit. Good. So really let it go. That's so good. And towards the knee a little bit too. Yeah. So right into the knee. And now I'm just gonna go with one leg out here and the other one for now just bent. Okay. So in here, I'm just gonna start to stretch this side. So I'm gonna go with one arm up and the other arm towards the leg. And I'm just gonna stay there for a second and come back up. Now I don't want you to do it super long just so that you don't collapse. So make it quite dynamic. So I'm really trying to imagine I'm creating like a spiral so that this actually let's do it with both hands. So this hand comes this way and I'm creating that opposition. I'm going nice and far and then I'm coming back up, trying to keep my left sit bone on the floor. So I go again, nice and stretchy, and very good. And it's not just about the far, but about the opposition of both arms, trying to keep the shoulders heavy so that they're not up. Wonderful. And let's change the side. So we change and we go nice and long through the hole. Pinching myself with this all the way. Good. And up. And again, right sit bone is heavy. So just do a little bit of a let that go. Very good. Right hip is heavy. And up. Two more. Creating that little spiral, that little washing machine movement we always talk about. Last one. Yes, that's wonderful. Now I'm gonna go with both. Okay. So in here, if I'm here, that's totally okay. You're just gonna try to go forward a little bit and stay wherever it is. If you're a little bit more open, just wherever it is. But we're gonna go quite dynamic. So we're gonna go sort of walking with the hands and going with the elbows if we can and up. If all we can do is hands, is just hands forward, hands back. Okay, so don't worry about that. Having a little bit of support. So it's like my this outside part of my thighs wants to sort of rub me underneath. So that I've got a bit of support there. And then I'm gonna walk and a walk. And then I'm gonna walk all the way up. And again, a walk. And I'm gonna stay there for a couple of breaths there. Inhaling. Trying to keep opening the groin and keep my tail drawing itself down to the ground so I'm not pulling my bum out. I'm keeping my curl and just opening the adductors. Beautiful. Inhale. Trying to bring the air into my lower back. And coming back up again. Good. Two more. Very good. Breathing into it. And coming all the way. Now, last one. Going there and staying there for a second. Great. Beautiful. And from there, I just want you to, we're going to work a little bit also on that hip opening through a little bit more with the knees open. So if you've got a wall, that'll be amazing. I'm going to do it without the wall, but if you can do it with a wall, that'll be even better. But it doesn't matter if you don't have a wall. So if you haven't got a wall, You're just gonna put your feet. You're gonna imagine the wall. If you've got the wall, exactly the same thing. Your feet are on the wall. Okay, so just the same thing. And I'm just gonna be here on my elbows and allowing that shape. Good. So in like little frog here. And I'm gonna try to make sure that my lower back is not overarched. You see that how I can collapse there. So I'm gonna try to pull my tailbone towards my nose a little bit more. So that I'm not, and I'm really opening where I want to open. Beautiful. And then from there, I'm just gonna add a little bit of a contraction. So I'm gonna do in 10 seconds, guys. Imagine you're bringing your thighs together. So if you see my bum lifts a bit off the floor. So I'm gonna go during 10 seconds. 10, 9, 7, 6. Wow, did I miss 8? I really don't know how to count. Again, okay. 1, let's go from 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're going to release the groin and just stay there for a second in that release. Beautiful. If you want to be on the floor, you can also be on the floor, whatever works best for you. If you want to be on your elbows, and then we're going to go again. And squeeze inner thighs for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, when you release, remember you have still that support. So your tailbone still sort of looking towards your nose a little bit and you let it go. Nice. So you really let that inner rotation open too from the inside of the hip. And we're going to do 2 more. And squeezing for 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. And this is the last one, guys. The last one, proper last one. And we're gonna go for squeeze 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and now we can even leave the chest there, and we're just gonna bring the legs a little bit more. There you go, out. Good. We're just gonna have the feet together, and just let the knees open to the side, and just lie there for a second. Just releasing the feet and letting it be heavy towards the floor. And from there, guys, I just want you to fully release your legs and just lie down on the floor in a big star. So you're just letting your arms be nice and broad towards your sides. Nice. I want you to take a minute to just start to be aware of your body and start to bring the attention to your breath. Do you feel any difference from the beginning of the session? Which are those differences? Do I feel relaxed? Am I still a little bit tense? Do I feel connected? Am I struggling to connect my body today? Anything that happens is okay, is valid. This is your truth right now. So trying to not judge it and just stay with it. Just for 1 more minute. Really allowing the body weight to be absorbed by the floor. How does it feel when that's all you need to do? Just surrender down to the floor. Exactly, trying to just focus on the breath. Great. And little by little, I'm just gonna ask my body to bring me to a sitting position as slowly as I can and with the minimum amount of energy involved possible. And I'm gonna wait for my body to do it so I don't have to rush it. I can just be like a sea creature that's very, very lazy right now. It doesn't really want to move off the floor, but it's nice and flowy. And I'm taking my time, not thinking about anything else. Very good. Just being there. Wonderful. Nice. That's wonderful, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this left you a little bit more relaxed, hopefully a bit more loose, and yeah, a little bit more present in your bodies today, and hope it allows you to get some good rest. Again, thanks for being here. If you like this, please give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and recommend it to as many people as possible, because of course it's so cool to do this, but we need a little bit of crew, because otherwise it's gonna be a shame. And yeah, because it is quite a lot of work and I am enjoying it so much, so I would love this community to be a big community moving together, and this to help us all come together in this. So yeah, thank you. Have a wonderful night's sleep. Remember, there is tomorrow. No, sorry, on Wednesday and Friday we've got the morning awakening session, 8:30 UK time, which is 9:30 Spanish time. I would love to see you there. That's a really relaxed session, but it's really really nice to start the day focused and a bit present and all that. So hope to see you there. And then we've got the mat class, mat Pilates in Spanish on Wednesday, same time as today. And then we've got the fitness class tomorrow. Oh, yes, we've got the fitness class tomorrow. And on Thursday, tomorrow it's in Spanish, if I'm not wrong, at think about it. Yeah, at 10 Spanish time, 9 UK time. So please join me for that. That's just a lot of fun, a bit of dancing, a little bit of fitness, probably push ups, all sorts of crazy stuff, just to release adrenaline that we also need it sometimes. Sometimes all we need is to move. We don't need to control that much. Even if we do it wrong, it doesn't matter. So that is just for that. Just a fun session, fitness session tomorrow and Thursday. So yeah, stay tuned and hope to see you soon around here. Mwah.